Are you tired of being weak and dying in Elden Ring? Then look no further, I have a guide for you. This route takes less than 30 minutes, requires you to kill 0 enemies, will allow you to upgrade a weapon to level 4, improved armor, double the base ceiling effect, a strong spirit summon, and lots of rooms for upgrading. Let's get right into it to the fast track to being OP early. This is the map we will be following, so let's get right into it, guys. The first step once you get to the free roam area is you'll want to head to the church off into the distance. Once you make it to the church, in front of it will be 2 gold runes by the post. After that, you will want to go inside the church. Once inside, activate the Lost Grace. After that, there will be a smithing stone in front of Santa Claus that you'll want to pick up. Then leave the church, head north up the road with the man holding a torch. Once you run into a camp, then you'll know you're in the right place. Run past these enemies or sneak past them, and then you'll see a monolith at the end of the camp. This is where you want to pick up the map. From the monolith, you want to head east down the road, and on the left you'll see a Lost Grace. You will want to rest there as this will trigger a cutscene. We both know you'll skip the dialogue, but this is where you'll earn the Spectral Steed Whistle. Equip the whistle as this will help you traverse the map faster. Next up are steps 3, 4, and 5 in the process of getting OP early, so let's get right into it, guys. Next up is to head southeast down the main road until you get to a bridge. Once at the bridge, pick up the smithing stone and do not get decapitated by this dude on a horse. Continue down the road until you see these 2 giants pulling the wagon. Then veer off to the left until you see this building with a triangle top. Go past that building and then you'll see some grave sites. On the graves will be golden runes. You want to pickpocket all of them from the graves. After you collect on the runes, you want to travel back to the Ag Hill Lake North resting site. Now we'll begin parts 6 through 8. To begin with, you want to head north from the resting site up to the castle wall. Once you get to the storm gate, there will be guys shooting arrows at you from the side, so be careful. Also, there will be a big guy that jumps down from the top, so make sure to watch out for him. Continue up the path until you see a golden tree on the right. This is where you want to pick up the golden seed. Keep going up the hill until you see a pack of wolves, so make sure to avoid them. Shortly past the wolves, there will be a resting spot where you want to light the Lost Grace. Once you are resting at the Grace, you want to add a charge to your flask. Behind you there will be a house. You want to jump up top to get the stone sword key, and then you want to go inside the house and talk to the NPC there 3 times so you can get a summon. The summon you give her is mostly useless, but it is an essential part of a side quest we need to be OP early. After this, you want to head back outside in the front and cross the road and hug the right side of the wall heading southwest. Keep hugging the wall until you come to this part where you have to jump up. You'll come into a grave site where the jellyfish are at. This is when you know you're in the right spot. This is where you want to grab the smithing stone at the grave site. After this, you want to travel back to the Storm Hill sack. Now we're on to the third part of getting OP early. This will be steps 9 through 13. After this, you want to head behind the shack and head southeast until you find a guy standing alone in the field and get a smithing stone from a body. From there, you want to head north until you come to a cliff. This is the part where you want to turn right and stick to the edge as there will be a giant up there. Sneak past him and pick up the Strength Knot Crystal Tear. From there, head south until you find some more graves. Here you will have to pick up more runes. You already know what to do. When looting, there will be balls around here. These balls explode, so make sure to avoid them as they can kill you. From there, you want to head southeast until you come into a cliff. From there, jump down and you'll see a field of giants. There will be a statue that has an item inside of it. You'll have to bait one of the giants to hit it. From there, you'll be able to get more smithing stones. From there, you want to head northeast. You'll come past a camp, and from there you want to head down the hill until you come into another Lost Grace. Here you want to rest there to refill your Estus flask in case you got hit. Now we're going to Uncharted territory. Here we'll be doing steps 13 or 17. Let's get right into it, guys. Continue onto the bridge and pick up the smithing stone. From there, you want to keep going forward and hug right until you pass a merchant. Jump down the hills a few times, going southeast, and you'll eventually run into some more graves. You guys already know what to do. Pickpocket the graves for the ruins. Also, you'll pick up Fivor's cookbook here. After losing all the graves from the dead people, you want to head northeast until you get to the cliff. Once you're at the cliff, you want to jump down the ledges until you get down there where you see a bear fighting a bunch of wolves. As you are level 1, most likely, you do not want to fight them, so grab the smithing stone and run out there as fast as possible. After that, you want to keep running down the lake until you see a tower in the distance. This tower will be the third church of Marika. Here you want to go inside. Once inside, you want to pick up the sacred tier and then the crimson crystal tier, and then head to the lost grace. Once resting, you want to increase the amount replenished by a flask and use the sacred tier there. From there, you want to go into the wondrous sidekick mix, and then you want to mix the two tiers you picked up, which will be the crimson crystal tier and the strength not crystal tier. This flask you just made will heal half your HP and give a 10% bonus to your strength. From there, you'll want to fast travel back to the Stormhill resting location, and this will start part 5 of the journey to get OP early, where we'll be doing part 18 and 19. From this resting site, you want to travel north up the road until you come into a fork in the road. You want to take the path on the right heading into the forest. Keep traveling on this path until you'll come into a road that leads into a bridge. From this point, you want to cross the bridge and go to the end and pick up that item, and then head down to the left of the bridge downwards, and then you want to take the secret path in the back as I was showing the video. When traveling this path, you'll run into a first pack of wolves. You'll want to avoid them. Continue down the path and you run into a second pack of wolves. Also avoid them. At the end, you'll come into an opening, which is the Liurnia of Lakes, which will be a resting spot. You'll see at this spot you want to light it, but do not rest at it, as this is a very important step. Continue down this road until you see a church on the left. Inside, you'll be able to pick up a sacred tier, and there'll also be a sorcerer that sells sorceries for you. If you are a sorcery build, you'll be able to buy items from him. After this, you want to travel back out to the Rest of Grace, where we just came from. This will trigger a cutscene. At this point, you'll be transported to the Tables of Grace. This is where all the NPCs you talked to earlier will be at. Go to the table and then use the sacred tier you got earlier to increase the amount of HP and FP replenished by your flask. Then head over to the blacksmith in the back, and this is where you want to use all the runes you pickpocket from the dead people from earlier. Now that we are rich, it's time to go on a shopping spree. Now you have enough money to upgrade your weapon of choice to level 4. This increases the base damage and the scaling of your weapon. After this, go to the main room and take the door on the left. You buy the items shown on screen. The first item will be a white cipher ring, which allows you to request help when invaded. Then the blue cipher ring, which allows you to answer requests for summons of other people. And then the lone wolf ashes, which is a good summon in the early game. Also buy the spirit calling bell, which allows you to summon the wolves we just bought. You'll be able to summon these wolves when you see the sign at the bottom right of the screen right now. After this, you want to talk to the smithing master about Rodriga, where he will give you a side quest. After this, you want to go to the main room and talk to Rodriga and tell her what the blacksmith said. Then you will have to go back to the blacksmith and talk to him again. Then you will have to fast travel back to the Table of Lost Grace. As this, go into the room where the blacksmith is at and talk to Rodriga. She will be selling upgrades for your summons. After this, you want to travel back to the Stormhill location and go where Rodriga was sitting at, where you'll find a golden seed which will upgrade your flask, so you'll have 6 flasks at this point. Then travel to the church at the beginning location. This will allow you to talk to Santa Claus, where he will sell armor and weapons for your character, and you will have some leftover money, so go on a shopping spree. Now after all this, you have killed 0 enemies and have 6 flasks plus 2 healing. You have a summon, weapons, armor, all from level 1 without killing any enemies. This has been the guide to becoming OP at level 1. It's been Krypton Shine, and we're back tomorrow for a new video.